Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the calendar reveal of ALR Season 13, the cursed season, where we will have the best drivers that ever existed driving the best calendar that ever existed. I'm joined today by our owner, Bouma. Hello, Bouma.
Hello, hello, I'm back here.
And by an admin, Italiano Swedish Rigo. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
So, you guys have obviously already seen the calendar. Do you want to tease our drivers before we jump into it?
These are drivers.
Yeah.
Like tease the tracks or tease the.
If you want to just like make them interested to listen until the end.
Oh, okay. Well, then we have to reveal something at the end, Rigo. That means this.
Okay. Well,
We
we
will
are
reveal
gonna.
something at the end.
Okay, we're gonna parachute our way into the calendar right now, and we have landed on this 14 race calendar. And yeah, the first race is Belgium, opening with a banger. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Now, I think it's very good that we open at Spa. We tried on the calendar to have some of the races to align with the real life race. And I think Belgium is like the last race before the summer break, and
It is.
it will align with the real race at Spa-Francorchamps. So I think that's very good, and we have that for at least one other track in the calendar. But we didn't do it for like every track that we can align. We try to stay a little bit original.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of a surprise and an unpredictable first starting track here. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Belgium Spa, it's a different track, very difficult. So it would be fun to see, like the first race.
Yeah,
Could
I
very well
think.
differ at the
Yeah,
end.
I also think Belgium is always a banger, and it is gonna be good. Before we drive our way into round two here, just on the left of your screen, you can see when the tiers are for confirmation. First season ever. The tier one will be on Sunday. So that means I'm racing on Thursday. So watch the Thursday races. Round two, we could travel by car, but yeah, we are here really, really environmentally friendly, and we're gonna travel by plane instead to France, to Paris. Or no, it's in the south of France. This track, not officially on the calendar. I cannot say that I like the track. I haven't driven it yet. What do you guys think about the track?
So this is my pick for the calendar, and I just chose France because it's not on the official calendar and because it's easy, and because I struggle on this game. So everyone, when you struggle around Paul Ricard, you can blame me.
Okay. Rima, do you
How can
have
you
any remarks?
struggle? Well, yeah, I'm so glad that this track is in the game because I don't think it's that quite unforgiven. And I need a little bit of tracks that are. Oh wait, that you no, the opposite of unforgiven. I'm sorry. See, I fucked it up immediately. Um, but no, yeah, I think it was one of the better tracks for me in the past. I'm not sure how that is now. But I'm glad we can still drive it, even though it's not on the official F1 calendar. So yeah, here it is.
Okay, and yeah, we've talked a bit too long for France, so our plane left. So we have to go by truck to Spain, to Barcelona. This track is amazing on this game. I've tried it in my team, and it was so much fun. I don't know. Have you driven it already?
Yes, we had a social race there on the preseason,
Have
and
we?
that
I
yeah, that was my best performance as of yet on this game. So I absolutely love this track, and it will be great fun with the new improved layout, or like the old layout is back. So this track is absolutely amazing on this game.
So if this is like your best race so far, does that mean that you like spun only twice or three times or?
I spun when I was about to enter the pit lane on the bump, and I jumped out of it. So yeah, it's
so
a
you missed
struggle,
the
but
pit.
yeah, but that's the only mistake I made. So I mean,
Okay, yeah, that's good for you. Yeah,
yeah, that's very good.
yeah, for your standard, that's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the new chicane. I'm very glad they got rid of the chicane. That one was there for, I think, how long? 15, 16 years? Way too long. It's a little bit more enjoyable now, and I driven it, I think, once on the game so far. So yeah, I'm way more stoked about Spain in general now being on the calendar or being on any calendar.
Yeah, and now from a Spanish-speaking country, I'd say by a boat or
There is
something
no
like
bridge
that
to
to
make.
a Spanish. Yeah, there definitely is. By a Spanish boat to a Spanish-speaking Nevada to a Spanish-speaking Vegas. That track is, I don't know. F1, the game has a tendency to put the new tracks with the really low grip into the game. Like there's literally no grip on Vegas, but yeah, it could be good racing definitely.
I hope so. Yeah.
It could be all from good to bad here. Like no one knows what Vegas will bring, but I guess that's Vegas for you.
A real casino, yeah. Bouma
Have
has
you
Yeah,
guys
probably
driven
where
it?
Bouma will pit lap 1 and go to the casino here. So
Yes, I want that.
Yeah.
But have you guys driven it already? Because I didn't so far, so I
yeah,
have
we
no
did
clue.
once also in a social race before here in a month ago now almost. So it wasn't very fun, but that's because I didn't have a racing line and I haven't driven a lap before, so on that track. So I struggled quite a lot, but I think once we get there,
I mean,
on
it
this
has the
calendar,
grip.
it'll be.
It has the grip of Portimao from like 2 years ago, with the layout of Miami with a few corners less. So yeah, that's the track for you, Bouma.
Yeah.
But then we go to a real classic. In the States, you don't have any trains, so you have to go by car to Canada. I can't remember if I've driven this track. Oh yeah, I have. I've had a really bad time. I don't know if it's because of the setup, but the track in itself is quite nice, I think. What do you think?
Well, was always one of my favorites in the past, but I haven't driven it so far. It's a track that is selected by the helpers. The helpers also had a say in the calendar of this season. So I think it's always nice to have this one on the calendar, but I again can't rate it yet because I haven't driven it. But it hasn't been one of my faves, and we always remember that special race, I think in season 6, where I passed Blue in the final corner, which should not be possible on a final lap, but yeah, that was fun.
Always leave a space. I myself also love Canada. It's one of the best tracks on the game for me, but it's also one of those that if you drive with a wheel, you love Canada, and if you drive with a controller, you hate Canada. So,
I
but in
mean,
the end, it's
yeah, go
always
on.
decided by a late safety car and track limit penalties on this track. It's quite unforgiving.
If this had been Jeddah, we would have had some fun, but yeah, I don't know. The helpers don't like driving. Then we have round 6. It's Coda, and this track is amazing. I have driven it, and I've had unbelievably much fun. It's
I haven't myself yet
fast.
been around the track there, but Coda always a good time, as far as I can remember, and I don't see why this game should treat me any differently. So I look forward to round 6 here.
And yeah, what can I say about it? This has not been one of my favorites on previous games. I just don't see the appeal of Coda. I don't know why. But this one was selected by Bloodwave. He had an own vote. He had one track he could bring into the calendar, and he picked Coda. So I should be seeing him perform then, right? Let's jinx it.
Well,
Yeah, he won't, but we could always believe.
Yeah.
yeah. And now we are, switching continents from North North America,
Africa, yes.
North America to South America via plane, to Brazil. Brazil is, one of my favorite tracks. I think I've won 4 times here, in the past. So you should expect me to battle for the win here in Tier 2.
If you show up, of course. But
Of course I will show up.
Interlagos, everyone's favorite almost, so there's a reason it got picked when the drivers had to vote on 5 tracks. So I think it was the next most voted track, and always a banger.
Yep, and mid-season, because we are not listening to any requests of
Okay, so that
of
is
making this
Brazil,
always the final track of the season.
and
It would be a
the
little bit boring if we
environmentally
did that.
friendly F1 is
I think
switching
even
back
20
to
years ago,
Europe,
Brazil was actually one of the first tracks on the calendar always in real
to
F1.
Monaco.
So I think
And
this is a good
this is
spot for
going
it.
to be, I think,
To
the
have it
lowest
in the middle of the
attendance. I
season,
hope not,
when
because
people really
Monaco is
warmed up
so
to the
much fun
game,
in this
and
game. I have driven the whole race
a lot of you
in my team,
love this one,
and it
so I
was
think
fun,
everyone will have a
to
fair
say.
chance of winning there.
It's a bit tricky before the hairpin, the section, but everything else is fun, I have to say.
Don't hit the wall and you'll get a podium here, as far as that. But this track is actually good on this game. I've driven it as well, and this is the first time I liked it to being able to control my car around this track. So I'm actually looking forward to it, and yes, I will regret this.
So we're hyping Monaco up now, for real, like legitimately.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, everyone should like attend that race. Yeah, I believe you too. I haven't driven it yet, but Monaco gives out a little bit of grip. It, of course, always will be tricky. But yeah, you can you all can thank your lovely helpers for putting this one in, since there were actually some votes for Monaco, and that brought it onto the calendar.
Yes. And environmentally friendly from mid-Europe to the Middle East. The middle is, the only thing that connects these two to Abu Dhabi. I have had some fun on last year's game here. I'm not sure how it is on this year's game. Do you have any experiences?
It's great, in my opinion. That's why I picked this one. This is my pick for the calendar. And yeah, of course, I was a little bit skeptical first about like the layout change that they already had in the previous game. But yeah, it works at least on this game. I actually didn't driven that much this track that much on the previous game, but yeah, it's one of my favorites on this game, even though I didn't try every track so far. So yes, Abu Dhabi for the win. I hope I perform well there.
I have me myself, and I won't really enjoy the time in Abu Dhabi, but I think it's a great round 9 track. I don't know where else you could put it in a calendar, to be fair. Round 9 it is for Abu Dhabi. Saeed will be proud.
Yes.
Saeed will indeed be proud. And yeah, after Abu Dhabi, we have Baku. I have driven it on my team, and it was understeery. I hope it's not like that in the real equal cars. I hope that was a trade of my team car. But yeah, I've always loved Baku. Do you like Baku, guys?
I've always struggled in Baku. I've also received my only penalty point in ALR in the streets of Baku. And on this game, I've mostly been spending time in the runoff zones because I lock up my brakes and go straight off. So yeah, do not looking forward to Pyro's pick here.
Yeah, Pyro's pick indeed it is.
Pyro's pick.
Yeah, it is. Well, I kinda on previous games I always kinda like the 90% angle turns because you can perfectionize them. And I love perfection. But yeah, it has been better on previous games from my feeling. But
They
maybe I have
have
to practice
changed
more.
the castle section for this game.
Okay. I have a feeling that for the castle section, I now suddenly have to brake much earlier if I want to make the corner, which is very scary. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's maybe a skill issue.
It most definitely is a skill issue, Bouma. Round 11, it's a brand new track, Qatar. I do not have good experiences with this. The first social race ever on this game, I got disqualified just going into turn 1 on lap 1. And I
Yeah,
How?
I think it's skill issue actually. Yeah,
A skill issue.
No, it's actually
always. But
the bug that when you get disqualified on formation lap, that you will get disqualified from the race as well.
yeah, but disqualify information lap is also aligned
That's
with
a
the skill
issue.
issue.
Yeah,
As the track
that's a
Qatar
skill
we
issue.
have here on the October 5th and October 8th, round 11 is also aligned with the in real life race at Qatar. So, and this track is actually very much a good time. Like, it's nice and free flowing, but I have a feeling that this track will also be won on track limit penalties here because it's so easy to go off on this track. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, really is. And round 12 is the home Grand Prix of our owner here,
Yay.
Bouma, and plenty of our drivers as well. So the Dutch army will celebrate this race. The Netherlands on the graphic you see Holland. The Netherlands was too long to fit, so I put Holland. So
Nice.
the thought
Thanks for
process.
that.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, the Orange Army will be out in force again, I think. Yeah, I still find it remarkable that we race at Zandvoort. It's purely the popularity of Verstappen. But yeah, it's fun to have like some sort of a second Monaco in the game. So I'm fine with it. It's really an average track for me. It's like the definition
no,
of
Bouma.
average for me.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You like
This
it?
is one of the greatest tracks on the game. I
Oh,
guarantee it. And there's a big change
Yeah.
to the DRS zone now on the main straight there. So it actually starts right as the final corner ends, before the bend. So you can actually get DRS for a long time here. So I think it will be great fun that you actually can overtake. And it's so many great corners, free flowing. Yeah, this track is amazing on this game, and I'm here for it.
so I can lose my car now in the final corner. You mean by
Yeah,
that?
don't open the DRS flap too early there. So
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. The penultimate round, the race that we had already in the evaluation race, or the track that
Are
we
we
had
going
in
by
the
boat?
evaluation race.
We
What?
go by boat for this one, right?
Yeah, you have to cross the
Yes.
canal. I mean, you can also just like jump out of a plane and go by parachute to Silverstone.
Nice.
If I'm not mistaken, Silverstone was an airfield.
Yes.
Before. We've already had this track. I'm not quite sure what the pace was for me and other people, but it was fun to drive, I have to say.
This is just one of those tracks that will always make itself into the calendar if the people get to choose. So Silverstone, like Brazil, great track. Looking forward to that. So yeah.
And everyone had experience on this track, but we also wanted it to not put it that early in the calendar because then it would be like 2 times Silverstone very closely to each other. So yeah, it's a little bit later. It's almost as late as it was a couple of seasons ago, but it was even the finale. But yeah, well, at least know how the track goes and that I'm not good at it compared to others, but we will see. And we had a great battle, right, in that evaluation race.
Yes, with Alu Palu, that was so amazing. I had so much fun. It reminded me of season 5, when we had some quite nice battles. Yeah, I hope we can have those battles again in Tier 2. I really do.
Oh, it reminds me of the time when I in season 9 went from last to first in Tier 3. So Silverstone, fond memories, great time, good battling on this track. Love to see it.
Silverstone always holds memories for everyone. And, we do have the greatest drivers. We are going to go into the last round, level on points in every tier. And what better track is there to finish the season off than Austria? Austria, short lap, 6 real corners, 4 unreal corners, 1 minute lap and a few seconds. This could definitely be a banger race to finish off the season.
Yeah, this is a request from our three-peat winner from Tier 1 last season, Mitchell here. So he would love to see Austria as the final track, as the finale this season. So, if he speaks, we listen. So this will be a great time. Battling out turn 4, shoved off into the gravel, and a bunch of chatter about track limits yet again.
Yeah, there will be like Stewart inquiries after this race, and it being the last one. So maybe that was not the brightest idea, but still, real life F1 once started with Austria when in the Corona season, and we're gonna close it up with Austria.
Well. So, you have seen the calendar. We would love to hear your reviews of the calendar. Maybe you can type now in the live chat a grade for the calendar, 1 to 10. What do you think? What do you think, Bouma? What grade would you give to this calendar? 1 to 10.
It's solid calendar to start with, so 7.5 is I think decent.
Okay, Rigo, what about you?
I'd rate it a 7 because I feel targeted by certain picks on this track to make me look bad. But yeah, it's a solid 7 here.
Well, I will not reveal my grade. I'm joking. I think it's 8.5 for me. There's a lot of tracks that I like, but it cannot be a 10 because it doesn't have Jeddah.
Of course.
Certainly.
What track do you miss on the calendar, Bouma?
What track would I miss?
Australia.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I like Australia more now. So that's fair. Which track do I miss? To be honest, I don't know. Australia, yes, maybe.
You caught him napping, Rigo.
Yeah,
I know.
Tired.
But
I'm more tired than I was during the allocation stream, but
I'm always sad when I miss Imola on the calendar. So.
Oh, the good one. Yeah.
So that's for me. Yeah.
I mean, Bahrain
we got France
also
instead of Imola, thanks to me. Oh yeah, Stable will be drying at this point in time now because Bahrain didn't make the calendar. So.
No, Steba has beer. I see. Live update of Steba. He has beer, so that's fine.
So he's good
fine.
then.
He's good.
He's fine. Yeah.
Well then, guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Yes.
We wish you so much luck in the upcoming season, and join the Discord server, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and we will see you in the races in a week's time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao tutti.